Okay, I am here outside where Trump is about to speak at High Point University with, I guess, she claims to be a protester. She's rather nicely dressed. There are no signs with any obscene words on them, but...
No obscene words. I'm very tired of Donald Trump making unpromised actions. You know, we are stuck.
But one
out
question
here.
about that. He's not president yet, so how could he do any
know.
actions anyway?
He is making unpromised things that even if he become president.
Unpromised things. So at least you don't have to worry about him breaking his promises then.
I know. Well, I mean, you think if somebody promised something, they'd follow through, but he haven't been promised anything. Nothing that is truthful. So I'm just...
So you would prefer that he makes some promises and then he break them later on?
And then he breaks them. It just...
That's one perspective we don't usually hear that often. Usually we hear love Trump's hate, or we hear no hate in my state.
I love Bernie Sanders.
Do you? Oh, really? I want to come back to you. I mean, we hear deleted, not defeated from some ardent Hillary supporters. Like, you know, the deleted emails, all that.
Yeah.
You support Bernie.
I support Bernie.
You still support Bernie?
Sanders. I still support Bernie, even though he's not one of the strongest candidates we have today. But it's really the race between Donald Trump and Hillary is a liar.
And Gary Johnson and Jill Stein. Let's not leave out the third party and fourth party candidates.
They're not such a big uprise, but Donald Trump, Donald Trump. Whatever.
You said you don't support Hillary Clinton?
I don't support Hillary Clinton.
Why is that?
Because she's a scam artist and deleting classified documents on her emails, and I didn't know that semen classified. I just wanted to send them. Oh, lies.
So what do you think of all the Republicans' so-called evidence?
Where are they getting their evidence from? I just think Hillary Clinton is the biggest scam artist. I think Donald Trump is awful. I think Bernie Sanders is awesome. I think he wants to do big things in the world. Yes, he might be a little old. Yes, legalize marijuana. That's awesome too. And do you
support legalization of marijuana?
Oh yeah. So many medical benefits and so many people that'd be happy. We'd be bringing more money for the economy. Legalizing weed would be such a great thing. Yeah,
you can join in too if you want. There is another protester here. Again, very polite. Let me ask you a question about Hillary. But haven't you forgotten things in your life? So she lost a couple laptops.
Oh yeah, a couple laptops. I've never lost anything. I've lost a ring.
Okay.
Not a laptop with classified evidence on it that could destroy my life and destroy the United States.
So you think there's something to the fact that they took hammers to 13 different...
Yes, that's just, I wonder why. That's so suspicious. Like, who destroys 13 laptops? Because...
Well, we know.
I know they're so rich and, it's just a laptop. There has to be something on there.
But you don't feel compelled to support her or Jill Stein because it would be great to have a woman in power?
I'd love to have a woman. I'd love to. We had that chance with Sarah Palin, but...
Well, that was vice president.
We also, a woman in office anywhere would be great. Just
well, there are lots of women in office, just presidential.
I know, just not as high up as we'd like them to be. I'm not a feminist and all, but
it would be nice.
I think it would be really nice. It would be nice to have Hillary Clinton as a woman, but I just think she just is a scam artist and she just wouldn't be fit for a president.
Do you think she's telling the truth about her health with at least one of the stories that they're putting out about her health? I know there are several of them. Do you think at least one of them could be true?
I think so, yes. I actually saw on Twitter a picture of Bernie Sanders running because he heard something about her health, and he's running to become a better president because Hillary Clinton's health is declining.
And that's funny you mentioned Bernie Sanders, who is actually older than Hillary Clinton, and Donald Trump is older than Hillary Clinton.
I think Hillary Clinton, there's just so much about her that just irks me.
So you're not staying home praying for her health?
No. Hillary Clinton,
But I was going to say Bernie Sanders has a pretty good energy level for being a few years older than even Trump.
He's out running everywhere. I think that's awesome. Bernie Sanders is fit for president.
And what else, if not Bernie Sanders, who? Is there a second favorite person you have? Are you the only person who thinks this way, or are there lots of people who think like you?
A lot of
Can I get you?
a lot of my friends really
it's for Bernie.
do, honestly.
Okay.
Bernie was the best. He had the best morals. He knew what America needed, and Donald's kind of honestly a little racist. And I know that throws out a lot of things. But
Well, we're all a little racist. I
yeah,
mean, everyone.
but building the wall around America, like, you know, America's the best. We all know America's the best. We're all for USA, but he wants to, like, stop people from coming in. But why do they not deserve the freedom that we deserve? So
Yeah.
for me,
How many immigrants do you think the U.S. should take in terms of people who want to come here?
I mean, I think as long as they do their citizenship, I think that we should try
500
to take
million,
as many as
okay?
we can.
Five-
I mean, not a million, but I mean, honestly,
Not a
people
million, less than a
deserve
million.
as many rights as we do. We've made it to where we were. They deserve to try to get a better economy, a better system, a better, like, life. No one deserves to suffer.
What do you say to people who say that the comments about Mexico aren't racist because Mexican is actually not a race, but it's a nationality, and Vicente Fox is like whiter than Donald Trump? I mean, what do you say? Like there's not, like, let's face it, like the Mexican elite looks pretty white, while you have people like Fernando Valenzuela. I know I'm older than you, but he was a great pitcher for the Dodgers, and it was
I know
awesome.
who you're talking
Oh, you know what I'm
about.
talking
Gotta
about. Let's just say he does
appreciate
not look like the political elite of
Yeah.
Mexico,
Honestly,
even though he's pretty tall for a native Mexican. I mean, you got to
pretty
be
tall, man. Normally they're little,
for a guy who's
he's
Indian looking.
Yeah.
He's pretty tall.
But I mean, he was a great pitcher, and that's what
Oh, he
counts.
was
But,
great. You weren't around in 1981, man. That was so cool.
I,
And I
I
didn't even.
watched a lot of things with my dad, like a lot of videos and stuff. So I
And
was
by the way,
like,
you know why it's interesting about that he was on the Dodgers, right? You know, when they built Dodger Stadium in LA, they destroyed a Mexican neighborhood.
Yeah,
And
didn't- I
so
mean,
there was
that's a-
always a very lukewarm feeling, even though Mexicans often do like baseball
Yeah.
a lot, between the Mexican community and the Dodgers.
because they destroyed something at their home.
Because, well, they really did break up a Mexican neighborhood for eminent domain, which I don't know if there's a big difference between Trump and Hillary. I know Bernie has some feelings about that. But they destroyed a Mexican neighborhood. So the Mexican community was always lukewarm until Fernando Valenzuela came out. There's a
Yeah.
great little video about that. ESPN, which I don't endorse, but they have a great 30 for 30 on.
I'll give it a shot. I'll
Okay,
watch it
but back
for
to
you.
the issue. Sorry, I just
I
get
got
a
really
little.
distracted. I was listening to you for so long.
Sports are awesome.
But
Not
final.
only did they chase out the Mexicans, they chased out Native Americans whenever we found America.
Well, there's mixed feelings about that because in a lot of parts of the country, especially the Southwest desert, there really weren't a lot of Native Americans. And it's a misconception also that while Native Americans were genocided, it was more by disease, especially along the Mississippi River, than by actively killing. I mean, no doubt the white man gave them diseased blankets and all
Yeah,
that. Not my
well,
ancestors. I'm a second
I know,
generation
that's
immigrant.
kinda-
Wasn't cool, but a lot of it was disease. Like, you didn't want to be the person passing that on to the Mexicans because you died too of smallpox. But that's why a lot of it occurred. I mean, like, but anyhow, what are we talking about? We were talking about Bernie Sanders, but you wanted to distract me clearly. What do you love most about Bernie Sanders?
I love Bernie Sanders because he talks a lot about education and how education should be discounted. And he was also, I also saw something about how we wanted free education, like free college education. I think college is extraordinarily high priced, and it's just crazy to think about. It involves a lot of stress, like so much stress. And I think free education for college, I think that'd be awesome. A lot of like, we have a good financial aid and all this stuff, but it's just not enough for people like me.
Related to that, one thing, I mean, I know you're not a Trump fan, but one thing he has suggested is that there's a big scam. Not so much here, it's a private university, it's a Christian university, but there's a big scam to put students in debt. Like, and a lot of them would be much better off going to work and getting vocational training, but because it's a sort of payoff between the elite, the Washington elite, even Obama, etc., you know, who's close with higher education, you know, Trump has said, you know, maybe this isn't that kosher, like what's going on. So what do you say to people who say, you know, a lot of higher education is a scam, including Trump,
Yeah,
though he doesn't emphasize that?
I think higher education is a scam, yes. And like the longer you stay in, the more in debt you get, and just like college and the government just takes and takes and takes and takes and takes.
Mhm.
You just get more in debt and more in debt and more in debt. And it's like the highest suicide rate for people that are in college are like people who want to get the doctorate's degree and all
Yeah.
this stuff. And
A lot of
it's
them are
just-
sleep deprived too, and are taking
sleep deprived.
medication.
They have so much homework, so much stress that they have to build up, so much that they want. They just can't do it because they just don't have enough time. They don't have enough money, and they just get more in debt and more in debt. And it's just crazy.
Can I bring up one more thing about Bernie Sanders? And you want to come back for this part too? No. Trust me, you're going to want to jump in. You can jump in if you want. I forget your names, but okay. I don't know what Bernie Sanders does with his time. He's still a senator. I know he has that new lake house, which really didn't even cost $1 million, so it's not that hypocritical of him, and he does get paid as a senator. But say Bernie Sanders is watching RSBN right now, and he's feeling a little sad because he didn't get elected. He sees how Hillary's campaign is basically tanking, and he's just sad, and he wants people to know, and he just wants to feel loved.
Yeah.
What would you say if he's watching to him directly?
Love you, Bernie Sanders. You're awesome. America should have gave you a bigger chance because you have such great morals and such great ideas. I should be out here watching you at this rally instead of Donald Trump. I've been waiting here for 3 hours and I still haven't heard a word from him. So.
And what would you tell Bernie about advice for his future, like in the next few years, to keep his head up as he gets older?
Keep your head up. You have a nice lake house. Just lay low and try not to get into this. Try not to affiliate yourself with Donald Trump because that's just.
I don't think that'll be a problem. What was that?
It's just negativity being around Donald, and Bernie had really good opinions on the environment, and he was going to try to help us with climate change and stuff. So hopefully one day you'll be with us, Bernie. Keep your head up, man, because we're still going to root for you.
Okay, and finally, how would you tell other people, like if they want to know a step-by-step way to be inspired by Bernie Sanders, what would they tell them? Watch his speeches, read his books. What would you tell people?
I would definitely tell them to watch his speeches. I'd tell them to just go follow up on the things that he's stated, things that he's put into the press, all of his summaries of his beliefs and all of his things. I mean, just watch his senator thing. His entire career being a senator, the things that he said, he's generally a good person. So keep up with that, and hopefully you'll end up.
And in terms of specific legislative accomplishments for him, I just want to give you the chance to say anything, a specific legislative accomplishment of his that has impressed you, like in his career as a congressman or a senator, or even mayor of Burlington.
There's just a lot of stuff. I mean, I really hate being on the camera. I feel
Okay,
so
that's
insecure
fine.
right now.
I don't know what to say either.
Okay, that's fine.
I just wanted to chill.
Finally, I'm going to give you a final thought in case Bernie is still watching, and just to feel loved.
Okay, I love you, Bernie Sanders. You're an awesome man.
Hopefully one day we legalize.
Thank you.